News and programming is sponsored by Desert View Hospital, providing emergency medical care around the clock at 360 South Lola Lane. Learn more at desertviewhospital.com. Physicians are not employees or agents of this hospital. News is also brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Call 727-9900 today for your free consultation. If you need a lawyer, you need Nelson.
Tonight on News 46, one person is airlifted to trauma following an accident.
And an animal sanctuary is up for a permit renewal. News 46 starts now.
You're watching KPVM News 46 with Deanna O'Donnell and Eunette Gentry. News 46, local coverage you can count on.
Highway traffic is blocked during an accident investigation. It's Tuesday, October 23rd. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Eunette Gentry.
At least one person sustained significant injuries in an accident last night that required Mercy Air to flight them to a trauma center. Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating a two-vehicle accident that occurred last night on Highway 372 and Murphy Street. Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue and Nye County Sheriff's deputies were on scene, as well as Nye County Sheriff's Office auxiliary units. The high-impact accident occurred on the highway, resulting in one single vehicle rollover, in which the vehicle also went through a fence of a residence. The other vehicle went down an embankment, losing the entire rear axle of the minivan. One person was transported to Desert View Hospital with injuries. Another was transported to Mercy Air Base 21 and subsequently airlifted to a trauma center in Las Vegas. Another occupant declined to be transported per Fire Chief Scott Lewis from Pahrump Valley Fire and Rescue. Traffic was blocked and diverted around the accident while the investigation was conducted by NHP. This is Deanna O'Donnell for News 46.
And Carl and Kayla Mitchell and their sanctuary called Big Cat Encounters that has 10 tigers has filed an appeal against the county.
We're dealing with some permit issues with the county. We have a Title 17 conditional use permit that was issued in February of 2018. Part of having these exotic animals on his property, he also has to have a Title 6 special conditional animal permit. So we're just in the middle of trying to get those approvals from the county. The special conditional animal permit is not something new. It's always been, from what I know, per Title 6 of the Nye County Code, is required to have these exotic animals on the property. On July 3rd, 2018, I received via service for my client the original denial letter for the special condition animal permit, which is separate from the conditional use permit, and I accepted service for my client. That was originally stayed. That's this document here. We received a denial from the Nye County Sheriff's Office for the Title VI permit for Carl Mitchell. We received an original denial in July of 2018. There were some allegations of exhibiting being held on his property. I was able to go in and have a meeting with Sheriff Sharon Worley. Donna Cox was there. The DAs were supposed to be there, but they were too busy to show up. So we had that meeting, and Janice Maurizio was there as well. We were able to alleviate some of those issues in the first denial letter. So what ended up happening was they put a stay on the original denial letter that occurred in July, and they issued an amended denial in August. And per that amended denial, there were new allegations of exhibiting that were not originally in the first denial letter, and they also took out the old allegations of exhibiting. So it was a whole new denial letter that we were dealing with. The exhibits were different. Some were taken out, some were added. We've had a chance to look at that. And then backup was submitted, and I received that on Thursday via just a backup on the internet, not necessarily. I received the backup on the internet on Thursday, And this is what it looks like. This is what the denial letter looks like. You know, exhibiting to, I want to say, a lay person seems to be such an easy cut and dry deal, and it's not. It's a complex legal theory that requires legal conclusions to be had. There are elements of exhibiting. Each element has to be met, not just one. Yes, part of exhibiting is showing an animal to somebody. Well, that somebody has to be in the public, not in private. That exhibiting has to require a fee. A fee is a broad term as well. It can be, yes, construed as a donation or a contribution of some monetary kind. But it has to be required by the exhibitor. In addition to that, the animals have to be purchased. My client's animals were not purchased, they were donated to him. And there's a whole bunch of other interstate commerce issues and stuff like that that is taken into consideration for exhibiting.
They took some Facebook posts that Kayla Mitchell had put on her own Facebook page, some of them even being from many, many years ago, saying that they were exhibiting these animals, and issued an over 80-page evidence showing these pictures. Tell me about that.
You know, Deanna, I'm really glad you brought that up because, like I said before, these permits are non-transferable between applicants. So Kayla is her own person and Carl is his own person.
The way the laws and the rules are being used against us is not really the same way they do it for the other animal owners in the town. So, you know, I have emotional support animals. My tigers are my emotional support. The Veterans Administration recognizes this. So, you know, I'm 100% disabled Vietnam veteran, and I'm retired, so we're not doing any business. They are focused and imprinted on us and our habits of coming and feeding and interacting with them. If they had to go someplace else, they would become neurotic, they would be afraid, they'd be fearful, they'd be dangerous. And I think that to take that to consider taking them somewhere else where we weren't is really cruel to the tigers.
So have you talked to the sheriff and let her know what's going on with this?
Well, I spoke to the sheriff, showed her my, prescription from the Veterans Administration, and she remarked that, you know, that would, she was glad to know that they were emotional support animals and she would do something about that. But after that, it just seemed like they came back even harder.
And stay tuned to News 46, your court report and Business First brief right after this break.